Hello, everybody. This is Zach said it again. My friend Star Samuels is here with me for part two of our Disney conversation as we discuss my Disney journey, her Disney journey, and life in between. And you have some great things coming up in your professional life that involve Disney. Would you please elaborate on that for us?
Okay, so
Uh,
previously or currently even, I do social media management for several Disney platforms. And I'm going to go ahead and I guess allow myself to create my own space. I think for the last 3 years, I have helped others build their platforms and kind of be the silent drive behind them and putting my own stuff on the back burner. Um,
mhm.
and that has worked well. But I think now it's time for me to go ahead and build my own. And I know, everybody says there's a lot of Disney content creators out there. um,
Didn't stop me from writing a traveling memoir. I don't care that I haven't been able to promote it, and if I can get that thing to sell 50 copies, I'll be happy.
that's my mindset is that,
You know.
what's one more? And everyone has a different story to tell, and everyone has a different reason for why they are doing what they do. Um, so although there are a few other content creators in the genre, the area that I would be in,
Hmm.
everybody brings a different flavor. I say everybody brings a different flavor, or if it's a potluck, everybody's bringing a different dish.
You bet.
Um,
Even if they bring even if they bring two dishes of macaroni and cheese,
that's
both of them are
right.
not going to taste the same.
Correct. So I have Instagram and Facebook.
Hmm.
My TikTok will be back up shortly. It's just Star Loves Disney.
Hmm.
And it would just be my love of Disney and my journey on how I became a Disney air quote local.
Hmm.
Because I am, like I said, an hour and a half away. So I'm not as local as some of my friends who live within
Hmm.
30 minutes or less. And that's 30 minutes with traffic because they literally only live 10 miles away.
Right.
Um,
So that's a question. That brought up a question if you don't mind.
no, no.
So how close can you get to Disney? What is the closest if you're going to live as close as you could to the parks? How close can you even get? Cuz I could imagine even getting close it's still going to take a while.
Well, actually, aside from Golden Oaks, which
Mhm.
is Disney's property, right?
Mhm.
They have those multi-million-dollar homes. Celebration is right there. Celebration, I think, would be the closest Disney-ish neighborhood. It's just over the bridge. I don't even think it's a mile even from
That
the arch from that bubble.
and it is an official town called Celebration.
Celebration, yes, it's called Celebration, and it is. I mean, if you wanted to walk it, I wouldn't recommend it in this heat, but you could you could probably walk it. Um,
If
that is, if you have ever followed Adam the Woo, he was a Disney creator, and
mm-hmm,
he unfortunately he just passed around the last couple of months.
mm,
Um, he was in his late 40s, I guess. He lived in Celebration, and um, he would often, pop over for breakfast and pop back home. He's just that close.
uh, if that doesn't scream Walt Disney, nothing does. If you have a town called Celebration, I mean,
Yeah. I
it
mean, it's there. It's right there.
everything is just serendipitous. So anyway, let's come back to your story. You're going to create some Disney content, and what is going to be the star flavor of that Disney content?
So because I am local-ish, I think my content in the beginning, before I backburnered my love, it was more so focused on my journey to Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and then how Disney helps me to heal. Not even my inner child, just heal. Period. Life hasn't always been great to me,
Right.
and Disney is my place where I go. Like you said, adulting at Disney is just not adulting. Like you get to just breathe.
Yeah.
So my focus is to show people. I can't believe how many people I meet that um, they just don't know how to relax. Uh,
Yeah.
Truthfully, I do get that because at one point I was the way. But
Right.
they don't know how to enjoy themselves. They don't know how to appreciate the small things. And even though Disney's a pricey place, right?
Yeah.
It's the small things that you know do it for me when I'm there.
Right.
Just the attention that cast members give you, a simple hello, a any small gesture. You wear your the buttons, celebrating this or first time visit that, or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
case may be. Those little things add up, and to someone like myself, who I'm always in demand, so I go to the parks to not be on to not be on. That's it. Just to not be on. I
Mm-hmm.
am on at all times of the day. Um and it's been that way for as long as I can remember. And a lot of people don't realize that that is a type of peace that you can't really get anywhere else. Because I could go to the beach like I'm going, and there it won't be the same because there's nobody gonna
Mm-hmm.
do those little small things. I can have peace for sure, but it's the joy that people are
Mm-hmm.
bringing and people's
Right.
energy around you, the smiles, and then, like you said, watching your kids grow up. Well, for me, watching my kids grow up there has been
Sure.
it's just, I mean, the bee's knees is the best I can say. It's like I have my 5-year-old.
Yeah.
He's my little Disney buddy, and although
Yeah.
he was a surprise, I say he was definitely wrapped up to be my little Disney buddy.
Yes.
um, my older two, they loved it when they loved it. They are coming back around to loving it, but I think they are more thrill seekers now, so they like the other parks. They like Busch Gardens and they like
Mm.
SeaWorld and like those big thrill roller coasters. But my little one, he's all things Disney. He knows more Disney facts than I could ever know, and he's only 5, and he's teaching me every day. um,
Yeah.
so it just brings a sort of calm to my life that I don't get everywhere else. And so that's what I'm going to bring and show people. But also to
Absolutely.
show people that you can do this on a budget, so to speak. Because again, couponing was how I got to Disney. I didn't get to Disney because I was spending millions of dollars or thousands of dollars. I did it sort of a shortcut way. So I bought the gift cards and I saved up by cutting back other places in life. And I
Mm.
think a lot of people think that you have to spend an abundance of money to have a good time, and you really don't. And so, for the people who think it's impossible to go to Disney, even once, but the people who think that they've been once and they'll never get to make it back because of finances or whatever the case may be, or because they may have some sort of disability that does, holds them back. Um, I want to show them that they can. You can. It's possible. You can do it.
And if anybody knows about the disability, it's me. I was born with it, so we can team up, and both of us can say you definitely can do that.
Would love that. Yes, because they
Because,
are very accommodating.
yes, and I talked on. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the disability access pass, but everybody's in an uproar about that
Yes.
because that has been changed for people with neurological disabilities and autism, like your son. Even though that does make it more difficult for people like me, I was there in before the turn of the millennium when wheelchair bound people went to the front of the line, and I saw people renting wheelchairs
Yes,
who
that's right.
had no disability. And I'm telling you what, there's not much of a bigger insult than somebody who has to live with that every day of their lives to
Mm-hmm.
to see somebody doing that. So I can see and know why that's been done away with or been revised so miserly, for lack of a better word,
Mm-hmm.
because other people have abused it, and I do get a little angry about that because I have to suffer for their iniquities, but It doesn't matter. You cannot be robbed of the magic. That is something only Disney can do. But I think you have to be a believer in magic. You have to believe in the magic, and you have to let people make fun of you because people want to say, that's somebody in a costume, right? And I want to turn it, shut up.
Yeah.
That's the real Mickey. Whoever
Yeah.
who whoever is in that costume, they
Doesn't
pl-
matter. I mean, this
they
is the real
play
Mickey, okay?
they played Mickey. The first time I met Mickey, I waited in, that was back when they had Mickey's Toontown. I waited in line an hour and 20 minutes, and the pictures show me with a scabbed over nose. I mean, I
Oh.
look like somebody had beat the living tar out of me. But I met Mickey, and my dad was there. So this
Oh.
time when I go to meet Mickey, I tell him my dad brought me to see you the first time, and he was supposed to be on this trip, and he's not here now. And I'm here because I know that's what he would want me to be doing. And I'm here because I'm a father now, and I get to experience the joy of being a Disney dad. And my kid, when she was a month away from being 5, we went to meet every character, and the first time she saw Mickey, her eyes widened, her mouth dropped. Then and I thought, this is the moment. This is worth every penny I've
It
spent.
is. It
This is worth
is.
every penny I've spent. And the second time we were there in 2024, we met 35 characters. So this time when we went, we were going to break that record because I can't do a lot of the rides. So, and sitting in line is not a problem for me because I'm going to be sitting anyway. The characters is a favorite thing for me to do. And me being a reporter, when I see Mickey, I ask him questions. I'm like, do you know? Seriously, you're the boss of this place. Do you know of a spot you could carve out for me? And when I was at Epcot, he pointed to Spaceship Earth, and I said, "Well, you're the boss. You work it out, and you call me, and I'll be here." But I said, your magic is a magic that nobody else can reach, with the possibility of my mother, because my mother has paid for most every trip that I've ever been on. God bless her. She has the ability to take the worst moments of your life and just turn it around.
That's what mamas
So,
do.
so I call her all the time. She's my Mickey Mouse, and my Easter Bunny, and my Tooth Fairy, and my Santa Claus. And Christmases were just an abundance, but that was because she was a facilitator of the magic, and that's what I want to be. For my daughter, I want to make magical things happen, and I think I do to a degree. But she's at the stage now where she's getting into the teen years, and she is happier relaxing by the pool with her mama. And that's cool because this last time we stayed at Yacht Club, and it was wonderful. They have the best pool in the world. I can't
Uh-huh.
I can't get in the pool, and I don't do well sitting still because I have to sit still all the time. So if you can take the kind of life that we have day to day, and I'm very grateful for what we've been given, but it's no secret that this life is not easy. So when you get to forget about that for 4 or 5 days, there's
That's right.
nothing better in the world than that. But so you are going to be creating content that's going to tell your Disney story, which I think is marvelous. And you have a bit of storytelling magic yourself. As I said, you were always one of my favorite comedians, even before you aspired to be one, because you would tell stories about your mother in home ec that would have me. There would be no part of me that would be dry by the time you would finish one of those stories.
I tell you, I tell people all the time, I do. You can. It's hard to know when and I'm not in a good mood because I typically am laughing through whatever it is, and I'm
Right.
gonna joke.
Yeah.
Because life's too short to be.
It
You know,
is.
do I have bad days? Sure, but I'm going to
Yes.
always try to find the better part of it, and if I can laugh it off and find the hee hee ha ha, I'm going to do that. So that's how I get.
You must have been, I'm sure you were like 17 and
Mhm. And
it.
don't do that. Don't bother. Especially around my sleep. I tell people Angela Irby.
Oh, yeah.
She
Love
yeah
Angie.
she was my good friend while we were in. I mean, she still
Yeah.
is. But
Yeah. And
in
Angie was in that home ec class. So
in
shout out to Angie.
right, a little after high school, I guess it was. Could have been too far after high school.
Yeah.
There was a moment, and she looked over at me. I don't recall where we were. We were out and about somewhere, and I obviously hadn't had enough sleep, and I'm a whole different person. When I tell everybody, when your needs aren't met, everybody can be a little, left or right.
Mm-hmm.
So with little sleep, I'm a little grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm hungry, I'm a little grumpy. My
Mm-hmm.
basic needs haven't been met, so I'm probably not your best friend right now. You know, let me meet my needs, and then we're all good.
Yeah.
She could tell that I was sleepy before anyone else, even myself, knew that I was sleepy.
Right.
And she looked at the crowd of people we were in, and she kind of told them, now's probably not the time to tell jokes in front of Star. In fact, I think we should all leave and give her a moment. And I said, "What are you even talking about? Why would you need to do why?" Well, she's like, "You're sleepy." I said, "I'm not sleepy. What are you talking about?" And at that moment, the way I snapped at her, I was like, "Oh, you know what? You're probably right.
Yes.
You know what? I think I might need a little nap."
So, shout out to Angie. She knew. God
That's
bless
right.
her.
That's my girl. So
Yeah.
she knew, even when I didn't know. But
Yeah.
yes.
She said Star needs a nap. I love that.
That's right. It's like those, the Diva sneaker commercials.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That was pretty much me. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Star responds to treats. If you don't have a treat, she might need a nap.
That's right. That's
Angie
right.
Angie knew which button to push. Good for
That's right.
her.
Treats and
That's
sleep.
I love that. That's the best because Angie was in that home
She
ec
was.
class too, and
Mhm.
every time I see Angie, it's always nice to see her. I think she's still around here some,
Uh-huh.
so
Yeah.
um yeah, and her mama Linda. I mean, she's a
She's
legend.
beautiful.
She's a legend for her kind of crazy.
I'm telling you,
So
she's definitely a legend, and I do I haven't seen now. Hold on, I met them at Disney not too long ago. They came down probably 2 years ago.
boy,
So
what a
I was
fun
gonna
trip
say,
that would have been.
yeah, and I happened to. It was kind of like, we missed each other by a day, but I
Mm,
mustered up enough energy to slide back over there to them um, at some point during that trip, and it was something they were filming something in the parks. Maybe it was maybe an HBCU event. The college because the college bands were coming down the
right,
main street like for a parade,
right.
and she saw me before I saw her, and she came running up. Actually, saw one of my favorite celebrities that day, and she spotted him over my shoulder. I said, "Listen, you're always on time.
Yeah.
you always catch the best parts for me."
Angie saves the day. All right, who was the
She said,
celebrity? Are you gonna dish on who it was?
so he plays on what is it called? He plays on House of Pain, which is a Tyler Perry show.
Right. Oh, I
His name
don't.
is Lance Gross, and
I
I
don't
have to.
know his name, but I've seen the show. So
Yes, his
yeah.
real name is Lance Gross, and I've had the biggest crush on him for forever,
Mm-hmm.
and I always spot him in Disney. So for 4 years in a row now, I don't know. I said I hope he doesn't think I'm stalking him. I'm just literally always here. I promise. I'm just always here. But I always catch him, and we always get a photo. And I was like, I hope you don't think I'm stalking you because you're a happily married man, and I don't want I don't want your wife to think that I'm stalking you. But I
at,
will not deny that I've always had a crush on you. Right?
at
This
the
is what.
At the risk of sounding like a terrible pun from the Jungle Cruise, when you met him, did you give him, and you're going to know what I mean by this, did you give him the star treatment when you met him?
The first time I met him, I stumbled over all my words. Can you believe that?
Now, I would just, I should say the star Reese treatment,
There you go.
because when I think of you, the first thing I want to do is a star Reese, because I just love that name. But
Mm-hmm.
it definitely fits you because you are absolutely a star, and to me, you always have been. So
I hear you.
I'm grateful to be able to tell you what your friendship has meant to me and still does, even though we haven't seen each other in many years.
Yeah.
Um, I carry the things that you blessed me with. I carry them with me. So
Well,
yes.
we're gonna get us a Disney trip in soon, I hope.
Yes. Well, I'm sure that if I get back there, that it wouldn't be, I wouldn't twist your arm too bad to get you to pop over there.
Not at all.
You know,
Not at
so
all.
I do plan to, we will, because I just said after all the trouble that we had, I don't know if we can go back. You know, we're getting older and it's getting harder to travel with a disability, and my wife, who was the naysayer because she'd never been to Disney, she is one said, "No, stop that. We will be back."
Star Loves Disney on Facebook and Instagram. I will be. Um, I'm doing a little now. I'm probably going to officially launch it all midway through the month because I do plan on a trip back home to see my mom shortly. So I don't want to do too much and get in over my head where I can't keep up.
You
Um,
mean back home to Whitfield or back home to North
she's
Carolina?
yeah, North Carolina. She's in North Carolina, so I haven't seen her in almost 2 years, and that's a long time for me to not see my mother.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna come home there. I do a have an invite that is probably going to be announced on my page with a select Disney group. Um,
Hmm.
I got my invite officially on June the 19th. I didn't get to make it to the meetup. However, my invite is still valid. And it's a very big group with a lot of nice content creators. So I'm excited about that. I'm not sure how much I can say. So I will
Hmm.
just leave it at that. Which is also one reason prompted me back to getting my Star Loves Disney page back running because I don't want to blur lines between um, my other pages. So I will
Sure.
have my Strictly Disney page, and that will be that. So for all Disney content from me, it will be Star Loves Disney on all platforms. Uh, I do have a podcast that a friend of mine. She's hounding me, and it's not she's hounding me in a bad way. I just feel really bad that I haven't had the availability.
Mm.
We're going to do weekly lives on YouTube. Excuse me. All Disney related, all Disney topics. It's basically a Disney rundown for the week, for the month, for whatever. Um, we're going to do that. I told her I think our tentative date is August the 1st. So our first airing will be August the 1st. And I'll post it on my Star Love Disney when I have everything confirmed. I don't want to put her business out there just yet. Um,
Hmm.
I want her to announce first. So anything like that, anything Star and Disney related, those are the places you can find me.
Wonderful. And if you would do me the favor, if anybody's looking for a writer, I love all things Disney. Um, I'm hooked on the Disney Plus series Behind the Attraction
Oh yes.
because I love the history of how they're. I love that stuff. I love writing about it. There's a lot of that in my book that people already know, but I didn't know it, so I put it in the book. Yeah, if Disney is looking for a writer, um, that is my dream job. So, uh, if you could put in a word for me here and there, I know you've read some of my stuff. that I've written over the years. It's been
Oh, I
on
love your writing. Yes, I love. I
all
just
your
was this why I wanted to save space for the book. I don't want
right.
to
Well,
pick up and put
you're
down.
very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for the catch up. It's been an honor to talk with you, and much love and blessings to you.
Thank you so much, and good
Yes.
night.